If you're treated like a devil, but you're really an angel on the inside, I know all about you. In fact, that's what my story is mostly about. My story is about a character who doesn't remember who they are or where they came from. And they are extremely depressed because they feel like they're from a place that's way better, but they can't put their mind to it. They can't remember. It's just everything feels so dull and boring to them. So they're extremely depressed, but they're wise when it comes to spiritual matters. That's how my main character is. He's extremely depressed. And it doesn't stop him. It doesn't demotivate him. It's just the world isn't his world. It's not where he's from. So it's not where he's going. It's not his aim. It's not his goal. He knows there's something more out there. And what's present isn't enough to uplift him. So he develops deeper, meaningful connections through others, and even through his enemies, through his friends, through his family. And it's all about being treated as the devil, but rising up and choosing not to be a devil, even though you're being treated as one. And this is going to relate to a lot of people, because in the Bible it says when Christ comes back, they will treat him like a monster. It doesn't say they will treat him kindly. They will hate him. They will hate him and his message, because at the time they will be disregarding truth and not accepting truth. They will be following their own doctrines, calling evil good and good evil. And likewise, that's what happens to good people. They get treated like they're devils when they start speaking truth and they're not conforming to the social norms. And it's not like for me, I know the social norms, and I know the lies that were taught at a very young age, like where it's little simple stuff, but it can manifest as problematic when you're focusing on a lifestyle of truth, where you're calling your friend brother, and you truly believe your friend is your brother, but your friend is not your brother, at least not here. But higher up, they may be considered your sibling. So it's like there's truth to it. It's just if you try to force it into the truth at a lower level, you're gonna meet problems with it. And you may ignore those problems, but ignoring a problem isn't the solution. The solution is to see if your belief holds water. If it doesn't hold water, then it's a false belief. And then you need to change it towards the truth, so that way it holds water. And then that truth may be disrespected and unaccepted when you find it, especially if you're the first one to find it. And you're going to be disregarded, you're going to be mocked, ridiculed, you name it, slandered. You're going to be called blasphemous, or that's probably not a word. You're going to be called speaking blasphemy, just like Jesus did during his time, because he was speaking truth, and the truth was going against Scripture. But it was really aligning to Scripture. And that's the thing. The truth will align to Scripture, even if it seems like it's going against it at first. And Jesus was the law maker. He was the angel of the Lord. That's who he was saying he was. He was the one who was speaking to Moses the law and commandments for the people, not for himself. and yet he still followed them his own way, his uninterpreted way, because he made the law, so he knew the law. And that's the story of like Jesus. So it's pretty interesting, because the more you investigate, the more you find out more truth about the whole situation. And before this video gets too long, just want to say, all because people treat you like a devil, it doesn't mean you have to be one. Remember that. What you choose to be is very important, because that's who you will become. I could have become someone who was very demonic because of how I was treated growing up. I was treated like I was a female. I was treated like I was ugly. I was treated like I was annoying. I may have been annoying. But I was treated like all sorts of things. And you just gotta let it slide off your back like water. And I remember it. I keep a pretty good memory of all these things. And they might forget it. They might just throw it out there and let it go. But they don't realize how much of a problem, once they throw it out there, it becomes. Because people like me like to remember everything that happens to them, and whatever happens to others. I'm like a memory log type of person. And it's good. It comes in handy for stories. I can tell pretty good stories if I sit down and start writing them. But before this video gets too long, just know there are people out there who's been treated like devils, who's walking the good path, who had to fight people who's walking the evil path, pretending to be good. And it's not a battle with your fists. It's a battle of mentality, of spirituality, and them just testing your patience and trying to get on your nerves. Which they can get on your nerves. You just have to be resilient and let it go. And they can get super annoying. But always remember, there's someone higher up. There's always someone higher up. Go to the one who's higher up. And you might not have any results if you go right away. But if you wait and be patient and give them time to change, then if they don't change, you go higher up. I have a lot of stories to tell. But you gotta believe, have faith. Remember that. If you have faith, you're protected. That's all you need when you're in the valleys. You don't really need it in the mountains, but it's better to have it in the valleys or in the mountains. That way, no matter what happens, no matter where you go, you're prepared. And it's always important to be prepared, especially when you have that peace. Always be prepared. Some people throw away their faith the moment they get into heaven. You don't want to throw away your faith. You want to have your faith all the time, so you're prepared for anything that goes down. Because in the story of the Bible, a lot of things go down. It says heaven and the earth will be destroyed. It could be talking about something physical in this world, or it could be talking about the actual heaven and the earth being destroyed. And it has so many different meanings. But the point is, keep your faith. Don't feel like it's a good time to throw away no matter what. That way, no matter what, you're protected. And I thank you for watching this video. If you watch it to the end, thank you. If you haven't followed or subscribed, go ahead and follow and subscribe. It's free. It helps me out tremendously. And like the video and comment. And I'll leave that to you. God bless. Have a good day. Try to stay safe. Keep your faith. Goodbye.